Well, last night we got the motor in, we got everything pretty much done like that. But today my plan is to get stuff like this fixed. So to get stuff like that fixed, I gotta take out the entire dash. So pretty much that's what today's task is take out the dash, put the steering column back in, remove all this stuff, take the wheel off, get my aftermarket wheel welded onto it, and the gas pedal, the brake pedal put back on. So it's a little bit of a task today, but I think we can do it. I don't see why not, to be honest. So let's start going at this and see how far we get. So we got the dash completely out on this. We got most of the carpet out. You guys don't need to take this far, but I did. This is probably the first time I've actually done it like this, but it was a little bit easier getting out the heater controls, the heater systems and air conditioning systems, just because it came out in one piece. Usually I smash it apart with a hammer into thousands of pieces. But since we have it out, there was an incident in Ontario where a driver caught his knee on some of these low-hanging metals. So I'm just going to take them and cut them off. I'm going to cut this one, this one, this one. I'm going to leave these two. And over here I don't really need to cut anything because it's all on the passenger side, but I'm just basically going after these 1, 2, 3 over here. That's all I'm looking to get rid of right now for this thing. So there we go. We have the steering column in, we got the dash in. It was a little difficult. The bolts holding up my steering column are stripped, so it was a little bit of screwing around. But I have a surprise for this car. Something that I've only done on... probably the wife. It's something I've only done on burn barrel before. And I didn't really like how I did it on burn barrel. I wanted to make it so it was reusable, so I didn't weld it on there. I just put a bolt in there and I kept shearing the bolts, and I overly wasn't happy about it. But when I went to Blizzard Bash, videos to come guys, I just have to wait 30 days to post them. But I got something in Blizzard Bash that is going to be fantastic in this car. Oh boy, what's this? It's a removable steering wheel. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that steering wheel and then we're going to weld this bugger right on there. So I guess first things first, let's remove that steering wheel and see what it's like to weld this thing on there. Well, the first attempt didn't go very well. I tried to cut it off to try to make it fit on farther so I could get better welds, but then that didn't work because then it just flops around. So then I went and pulled the steering column out of another car and came up with a different design where I didn't actually cut it, and that seemed to work a lot better. But I'm still a little nervous about the amount of torque put on the center of that. So what I did was I took a tie rod nut or a ball joint nut and I hammered it in there, and then I fully welded it, and then I put it on and I threaded it on with an impact so it got snug, and then basically just welded this nut on. So if I wanted to, I could really try to grind this and take that out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my big impact on there, and I'm going to take it all the way to one side and see if that will break. Okay, I don't think it's going to break. Hopefully my steering rack's okay. Alright, I don't think she's going to break, so I'm happy with that. Oh, I love impacts. So now we just got to build the wheel with the hub and the wheel and get it installed. And there you go. I got it on. Push the button. Push the button. Come on. Don't do this to me. Push the button. It comes off. Push it on. There you go. So there is some stuff I had to do. I had to drill the center hole on the steering wheel a little bit bigger, just because of how the nut sits now, because I welded the nut on the inside. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Is it going to hold up in the ring? I really, really hope so. My total investment into this with the 3 weld-on pieces, I am $100 American, which is $128 Canadian. The reason I bought this is because in the last 3 years I broke 4 steering wheels. So I'm getting bigger. I'm 245 pounds. So me slamming into these wheels is not really working anymore. I'm starting to break them off. Now I can upgrade this wheel. I did see different wheels. With this hub I can actually run 70s GM wheels. There's so many opportunities and different things I can do with this. But I did it. You guys might want to do it differently, but I found that this way didn't work. It probably would have worked, it just would have had a little bit of play. I tried to shove it inside there, it didn't really work. But listen guys, don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's just a derby car. If it screws up, just weld it back together. So you can go get more parts and fix your stuff. So now we got the dash out, we got the engine in, we got the steering column in, we got the aftermarket steering column on it. This thing's starting to look pretty good. What's left to do? We got a little bit of interior stuff left in here. We can put a shifter in it. We got the brake pedal in it now because that wasn't in there. We can clean up the shop again because we're getting to be a mess. We can finish hooking up the engine. We can start running some of the wiring, put a gas tank bracket into it. I got all that on the floor over there. Let's go take a look at that. Like we can put this inside of it, we can put this inside of it, we can start getting ready for all that stuff. But I would like to get Earl over here sometime this winter. But as it sits right now, we are doing pretty good on this. As it looks, we are almost ready, maybe within another 1 or 2 episodes, to start this thing up and drive it out. So we're getting pretty close. So I don't know. Like I said, we're going to leave all the windows in. We're just going to get it pretty much set up for derby season with the gas tank, the battery box, all that fun stuff, the electrical. I want to build a really nice switch panel for this. And I don't know, I've been having a hard time with switches. These switchers are basically doubled in price from 4 years ago, and they're getting shittier and shittier quality. So I might invest in something that's just a bit different. So I'm going to start looking for them shortly. I seen a set at Blizzard Bash that was in a gentleman's car. I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to see if I can try to find a set. That's why I love going to these big shows, is because I can see what other people are doing. Because if it works for them, it's probably going to work for me. But thanks for watching, everybody. We got the steering wheel into it now. We got all the dash out. And it's starting to look like a derby car. Nice and clean inside this one. I'd like to keep it that way. Take care, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Zach's Workshop.